Jazzy Bear, sweet and kind, she keeps learning something new every time. Discover how to handle hurtful words with Jazzy Bear.
Jazzy Bear and the Hurtful Words. Written by Nicole Donoho. Illustrated by Jason Velasquez. Jazzy Bear had always been different from other bears her age. In preschool, she was much wider than the other bears. Bully Bear often let her know it, but she didn't bother Jazzy Bear too much. In elementary school, she was much taller than the other bears, and Bully Bear would often let her know it, but she didn't bother Jazzy Bear too much. But middle school was a whole new forest. It was much bigger than preschool and even bigger than elementary school. In middle school, there were even more bears her age, which meant there were even more ways to be different. And in middle school, Bully Bear let her know it. On the very first week of school, she made fun of Jazzy Bear's width. Then, a few days later, she made fun of Jazzy Bear's height. Jazzy Bear laughed and acted like it didn't bother her. Some of the other bears laughed with her. A few days later, Bully Bear made fun of Jazzy Bear's fur. Jazzy Bear laughed and acted like it didn't bother her. But the truth was, it bothered her. Every night, after her mother shut off the bedroom light and closed the door, Jazzy Bear would cry and cry. Why do I have to be so tall? Why do I have to be so wide? Why can't my fur be like the other bears? Why can't I just be someone else? Jazzy Bear didn't want to tell her parents because she thought they had other things to worry about. She didn't want to tell her teachers because she thought the other bears might tease her more. So day after day, she went to school and laughed with the other bears at Bully Bear's insults, acting like the hurtful words didn't bother her. And night after night, she cried in her bed, wishing she was someone else. Jazzy Bear began to feel like she just wasn't good enough for anybody. One day, some of her friends asked her to join them in a game of Foursquare, but she pretended that she had some things to work on. On another day, some friends asked her to join them on the volleyball team, but she pretended like she was more interested in reading her books. While all the other children played at recess, Jazzy Bear sat alone. Day after day, night after night, all of the pain that she hid away bottled up inside of her until one day in the third month of school. On that particular day, Jazzy Bear was walking down a trail to her next class, carrying a stack of books. Bully Bear walked up beside Jazzy Bear and began calling her names as she usually did. Jazzy Bear did her best to ignore Bully Bear, but Bully Bear didn't want to be ignored, so she slapped the stack of books from Jazzy Bear's hands, and they fell to the ground in a pile of mud. That was the day, as Bully Bear laughed at the muddy stack of books, that Jazzy Bear's bottle of pain exploded. She charged at Bully Bear, knocking her to the ground. Thankfully, for Bully Bear's sake, a teacher walked out and pulled Jazzy Bear off of her. The teacher took them both to the principal's office and called their parents. Jazzy Bear sat in the office as the adult bears talked about her outburst of anger. Was there something wrong at school? Was there something wrong at home? Why had she attacked Bully Bear? It's just because I'm me, Jazzy Bear cried, interrupting their conversation. I'm wider and I'm taller and my fur is not the right color. She always teases me all the time. The grown-ups were very sad to hear Jazzy Bear had been teased. I will speak with Bully Bear and let her know it is not okay to tease you, Jazzy Bear, the principal told her. But we cannot overlook your anger. Fighting is no way to solve problems. Yes, it will only cause more problems, her daddy added. Jazzy Bear buried her face in her paws and cried, I didn't want to hurt her. I just wanted her to be nice. That night, as her mama and daddy walked into Jazzy Bear's room to say goodnight, they sat down on the edge of the bed. Jazzy, why didn't you tell us about this sooner? Mama asked. 'Cause I didn't want to make you worry, Jazzy Bear sighed. Well, this won't be the last time somebody is mean to you, her daddy told her. So you're going to have to know how to deal with it. I know, Jazzy Bear sniffed. I won't do nothing next time. Oh no, doing nothing is not okay. You are my daughter. You are smart and you are beautiful. And you're not going to let anybody talk to you that way ever again. Do you understand? He said sternly. Yes, Daddy. He smiled really big. Good. Here's what you're going to do. Jazzy Bear practiced her daddy's advice all weekend, so when Monday morning came, she would be ready. But nothing happened that day, or the next day, or the next day, or the next day. 4 days, and nothing was said from Bully Bear. Jazzy Bear thought maybe Bully Bear had a change of heart. And then Friday came. Jazzy Bear was once again walking down the trail to her next class when out of nowhere Bully Bear slapped her books out of her hands and into the mud. What are you gonna do, Jazzy? She said, dragging out her name. Go grizzly on me again? Jazzy Bear straightened her back and stood up as tall as she could, just as her daddy had told her to do. She whipped around to face Bully Bear and flipped the left side of her hair back with her paw. You might think that I'm wide, and you might think that I'm tall, and you might think that my fur just ain't the right color. But let me tell you something. Jazzy Bear put her hands on her hips and glared at Bully Bear. I don't care what you think. Bully Bear rolled her eyes, unimpressed. Is that so? Yes, that's so. Jazzy Bear bobbed her head. And if you want to keep being mean, then you just keep being mean. But I ain't gonna cry one more tear or believe you no more. Because my mama says I'm beautiful and my daddy says I'm smart. And they love me. And nothing you say is going to change that. That night, as Mama and Daddy were about to leave the room, Jazzy Bear hollered, Daddy, can I talk to you? Daddy walked back to the side of the bed. What is it, Jazzy? Jazzy Bear sat up and gave her daddy a big hug. Thank you, Daddy. For what? Daddy asked as he hugged her back. For loving me how I am and making me strong. Hello, my name is Nicole Donoho, author of Jazzy Bear and the Hurtful Words. Did you enjoy hearing the story? I very much enjoyed writing it and reading it to you. In the story, Jazzy Bear is different from other bears her age. Do you ever feel different from other kids your age? Sometimes I feel different from other grown-ups. And in the past, this has made me feel kind of sad. But I looked up the real meaning of the word different in the dictionary. And do you know what it means? Different means partly or totally unlike in nature, form, or quality. So that means we're all different from one another. Nothing to be sad about. What are 2 ways that you're different from your friends? Maybe it is something you can see on the outside, like the color of your skin, hair, or even your eyes. Or perhaps it's something on the inside. Maybe you like math and they like art. Or you like burgers and they like vegetables. It's okay if we're different from one another, but it's not okay to bully someone because they're different.
Bully Bear was pretty mean to Jazzy Bear, wasn't she? Sometimes, even if we're really nice to people, they still might be mean to us. Did you know there's a math equation to cancel out being a bully? Let's talk about this. Mean plus mean is only going to give us more mean, but mean plus love will give us less mean. Does that mean if we be nice to someone that they'll stop bullying us? Not always, but it will stop you from being a bully back. So, what should you do if you encounter a bully? Well, number one, be nice. If they say, "Your shirt looks ugly," you could say, "Well, I think yours looks beautiful." And they might not know what else to say. Number two, tell an adult. Find a parent, teacher, or counselor and let them know that someone is bullying you. And if the bully is a grown-up, find another grown-up to tell. Number three, don't be afraid. Whether it is you or a friend that's being bullied, you need to tell someone so the bully loses their power. That's right, each of us has power in the words we say. Bullies use that power to spread hate and fear. We need to use our power to spread life and love. Stand up and say this with me. I am smart, I am beautiful, and I am loved. Be sure to say those things often. Thank you so much for listening to the story. You can find Jazzy Bear and other stories available at teddyfly.com. Have a great day, and remember, you are smart, you are beautiful, and you are loved.